when Amazon is trying to reach me, it's expecting some kind of results. Maybe you might be using your Amazon Prime, or maybe you might be using your AWS cloud. But what I see here is my client is telling that it is a TCP zero window. I can't respond to it right now because my window is full. Don't worry about that. I'll explain what is TCP zero window and what is TCP. If you guys are never studied about this, no problem. I'll explain you. But here the whole point is my client is telling that now my window's full. I'm I'm busy. I don't have any space to talk to you, or maybe I cannot process any kind of data what you are looking for. So at this point, you will have a disconnection between the Amazon cloud and your computer. So this is how very quickly you can find. I mean, if there is a latency, if there is a disconnections, so right away I see. So what I should focus on, I should click on my Wireshark expert info and how many TCP zero window size I got. So I got only for one. So how do I find that? If I click on this and if I apply as a filter, selected, if I'm just doing in a right click, apply as a filter, selected, and this is going to tell me this. I see only one TCP zero window size. At this point, the disconnection is happening, but we are struggling now where the problem is. Is it the problem with the AWS or the client? So it's a problem with the client. Because the client send my TCP, my window is full. I have no space to process or do any kind of TCP handshakes or TCP communication right now. This is very straightforward. This is how you do that, but you can't do this without knowing what is TCP, what is TCP window, what is TCP zero window. So we will teach you what is what are the components of TCP. Because your TCP is a strong building block to do most of your stuff. All your HTTPS, your HTTP, all this runs on top of TCP. If your TCP connection is not good, so apparently you can't figure out where the problem is. So we go layer by layer. This is one use case where you can find your latency. So what are the other things? I mean, I can't right away come to a conclusion that this is a problem only with this TCP. No, it's a problem, right? Wherever you see all this black lines, this is not good. So out of this, so I got maybe 1,51,970 packets. Out of which, how many bad packets I have, I should focus on. So you should type in tcp.analysis.flags. All the filters we will teach you. So you will see only this black packets here. So out of 15,000 packets, 1,51,000 packets, I see 23,000 bad packets. It is almost 15% of your total packets. So you can see how many retransmission happens to a specific destinations. TCP out of order, retransmission, duplicate acknowledgements. So let's go one by one. So let's first focus on what is retransmission. Let me do that practically. So here I'm running my capture. 1 minute, it takes some time sometimes. So I'll give a little background about that. Then we'll jump back to the capture. So we know this is source and this is destination. And the one very most important thing is TCP is a one-to-one communication. It's a bidirectional communication. It's a one-to-one. So where we had a problem, I mean, we'll discuss about that. This is an AWS and this is my client. So it tries to establish a connection. And we know this. First, I should know this TCP three-way handshake. So very first moment, it will send, the client will send. So here it is an AWS. So we know this is port 443 on the destination here. And the source is a random port 53029 example. So we call this as a four tuple connection: source IP, source port, destination IP, and destination port. So in this example, let's take it as 192.168.0.1, and source port is a random port 56089, and the destination is 443, and the destination port is 443, and the destination IP can be in AWS here. In our example, it is something 34, 62, 17, 19 example. So we should know this. So this is how the communication happens. So we can think, okay, my routing is fine. There is no problem with that. But now I want to find a latency here. So before this, if I don't see this successful three-way handshake, there is no more communication, happens. So the three-way handshake is a very primary thing that should happen before all my further communication. It can be an SSL, it can be a DNS, anything, right? As I said. So this client is going to send a SYN message to AWS. So when it is sending a SYN message, it's going to propose one of the parameter. What we are discussing here is its TCP window. I'll show you where to see that. So example, it is telling that I can receive 10 packets. This is purely an example. This is how not it works. Logically, I'm giving you a better understanding because I don't want to confuse you in the first day. So here it is telling that this is a server. I am big, so I can process 20 packets at the same time. So what if my TCP window is full, and why it is full? That's something we have to figure out on. How do we figure out? I'll tell you. So in this, my TCP, I can receive 10 packets at the same time, but I'm completely processing my data and my TCP window is full. So what I'm going to do, if you send me something back, or if your TCP communication is successful in the beginning, right? Obviously, if you have a routing and if you have your ports open, only then your communication happens. And now this particular client, it is telling that my TCP window is full. And it proposes this to the server, right? So what happens here during this time, your HTTP connection is broken. Why? Because it is busy doing something else. So to replicate this demo, what exactly I did is I did a Iperf. If you guys know about Iperf, it is a tool used to find your bandwidth. It mostly it is used for bandwidth testing. I'll open up that. It is a very small tool. I'll show you how it looks. This is how it looks. It's an Iperf tool. It's a very small application. And I will try to open the Iperf in the CLI, and I'll show you how to do that and how we do that in the real time. So if you look at this, I got this tool right away here. So I'm going to do an Iperf. So it is an exe file, and I'm telling that I want to connect to Google 8.8.8.8. An example I'm telling. So this is -c. It's a client mode. I am running the Iperf in a client mode, and the destination where I am trying to try this connection is through 888. And if you go to this Iperf website, you can download this as a very small application. So I want to see the public servers where I can do a testing against. When somebody is complaining that okay, my I have a problem, I have a throughput issue, I have a bandwidth issue, I feel sometimes a slowness in my connection. So what you have to do is you have to do Iperf along with Wireshark, and then you can figure out where exactly the TCP zero window is happening. So in our example, let's take this first server, ping.online.net. And if you look at this, this is all the port numbers they have given for us to test. So it supports 100 gig speed, and the ports are open from 5200 to 5209. So we can use any one of them. So now let's quickly do it. How to do this Iperf. For port 5200. So it connects. So let me open the Wireshark. So Wireshark is running all these packets. So now I'm going to do an Iperf here. So now I want to test my connection for a bandwidth 100. That's a maximum here. And if you give a question mark, it will show all those messages. What is that? I think it's an Iperf. Yeah. If you do an Iperf enter, it will show you all these options. We are looking for a bandwidth here. If you look at here, the small b, right? Right over here. Let me take a different color that stands out better. So if you look at this, this is -b stands for your bandwidth. And now I'm doing I'm going to do two separate tasks together. Here also you can define your ports, the server port to listen to. So we know that it starts from 5200 to 5203. You can use any three ports out of it. They have given this port range. And along with that, I'm going to use a specific port to connect if it is not connecting, and I'm going to use a bandwidth statement to test my bandwidth. And I want to do one more thing. It's a parallel connection. So parallel connection is something I'm doing a testing for parallel connection. Example, I'm going to do this testing 2 times or 3 times. It is about the repetition, how many times you are going to do this testing. Because at one go, I can't figure out sometime where the problem is. This is purely imaginary. We are doing this, but this is how you troubleshoot there. So how to do that? So Iperf dot exe hyphen c, this is the client mode, and I am doing a test against this server ping.online.net, and this is a port number 5200, and I'm doing a parallel connection. It's a capital P. I'm going to run for 5 parallel connection. So it's completed here. Let me go and stop here. So what this output says here. So in total, the sum we have sent 60 megabits of data, send and receive. So I sent 60.5 and I got 60.5. So I'm going to this Wireshark filter. I see TCP0 window again. Let me click on this. If I open this particular packet, let's check what destination is this. NS lookup 34 215 61 206. Then again in Amazon. And also along with that, let me go and check. Too many resets. I see duplicate acknowledgements. And I'll get back to this duplicate acknowledgement now. So how many packets has been dropped so far? TCP dot analysis dot flags. So I got 41,404 lakhs, 14,852 packets, and out of which the drop packet is here, it shows 0. So now the display 2.5% is something this. So we'll talk about what is TCP, window, duplicate, acknowledgements, all together. So before this, we should know the basic understanding of what is TCP SYN, right? Practically, what is TCP SYN? What is the proposal is about? So let's start from here. Just look at this. This packet, let me take a different color that stands out better. So this is 13,121 bytes. It started from here. Acknowledgement. It sent an acknowledgement. If you guys know this acknowledgement, a quick recap about that. So this is SYN. So I should get a SYN ACK back. Correct? So if this particular device, I mean this source, it sent an acknowledgement for 13121. What does it mean? So I got 13,121 bytes of data from you. The sender is this guy sending to this destination. This is sender, and this guy is a receiver. Or you can say this is a client and this is a server. the server acknowledged that I got 13,121 bytes from you. Can you send more? We are good. So if you see this acknowledgement field here, it's keep advancing and advancing and advancing. So it proves that it is proposing a new window size. It keep increasing. My window, if you start from 1310 here, it started from here. I'm talking about this as a server, right? Server acknowledged this. The server is 165.225.122.24. This is server. And they send this update TCP window update that now I got a window to get more data. So that's why it keep advancing from 31,000 whatsoever we have seen here, the very minimum, right? It starts from the minimum value. That's something the data what I have received so far is 13,121 bytes. You can send a data. If you delete this, if you see this is a small amount of data now after this, 37,901. Then it is increasing. It is increasing. See, when the window size increases, again it drops down to 9438. So far it is good. My bandwidth is good. Who is doing this? This is a server. It keeps sending an update. You can send more data, more data. It goes on like this until it finishes this conversation. So TCP window size is like your bucket full of water. If I have a bucket full of water, I can't receive any more data. That is your TCP zero window. If my bucket is free, it's something I'm proposing. I have more space to receive a data. That's a TCP Windows update. Who is doing that? The server is doing it. Why? Because you're pushing a lot of data through Iperf and I get a response back. So when I am doing this, my Amazon Web Services, something my computer is trying to do that. Since my computer is completely busy doing conversation with the server, I don't have a space. My window is full. My window is completely busy and filled. So I can't process any kind of data from you, AWS. So it drops the packets. So it says that my window is zero for you. I can't do that. You have to wait. Then if my client sends a window update, then yeah, my connection restores again. Let's try if we can see something related to that here. How to do that? It is very simple. I'm just interested to see traffic only for Amazon Web Services. So if you see this is for the Amazon Web Services. I sent the SYN and I got the SYN-ACK back. And the client again sent an ACK packet. And if you see this particular phase, when it is finishing the conversation, since my server's window is full, it is not doing any communication. So it is retransmitting. It is transmitting again because it is busy. It is not sending a response back to me. So for this retransmission, what my client computer is telling that my window is full. We can't talk now. I am busy doing my Iperf in this case. So if you take the full capture, if you remove this, if you take the full capture, I can see a lot of data that's been exchanged between different source and destination. But out of this packet, when there is a slowness, what could be the reason for the slowness is something you can go ahead, quickly spot if somebody is complaining about your AWS. So my whole point is this is something you have to ideally understand the basics of it with a lot of practice. And if you understand this properly, I would assure, I mean, I would give an assurance that you can find any kind of latency issues. So now let me open the course content very quickly. So This course, the topic of this particular course is it's a network packet analysis from basics to advanced. As I said, even though if you have zero knowledge on Wireshark, no worry about that. A basic and solid network understanding is needed. Even if you have a very minimum understanding about networks, that's fine. We will teach you the basics of networking. Yeah, in packet level. So first thing, it's very important. We all know that. As again, I'm trying to insist this, irrespective of if you work in the cloud, security, or any kind of domain. Fundamentally, there are a lot of cultural shift happen now. So when what we are doing in the on-prem, we are doing it in the cloud, but the core fundamentals remains the same when it comes to IP communication, when it comes to R, all those communications. I am telling those fundamental protocols never changed so far. So we have to be good with that. So what we do, we start with the IP packets. We'll do a complete
Oh,
IP packet
here.
analysis.
ಏನ ಹ
Okay, I did unmute. So we'll go through the IP, complete IP packet analysis. We'll go through every packet of IP, and we will see this what is a loose source routing, and we will see what is path MTU discovery. We know due to the MTU sizes, you have a lot of problems across the network. When the packet is going from source to destination, there are multiple hops in the middle. So why path MTU is important, we'll discuss about that. And for every module, we have a packet capture lab for it. In the same way, we learn about a topic, we do 10% of whiteboard, and we will do a practical. And along with that, we will do a lot of capture analysis. So you will get familiar with the Wiresharks, the options, everything. Yeah. Then we'll see what is IP fragmentation. Because of IP fragmentation, there will be a slowness, and we will see who's doing a fragmentation and why a fragmentation is happening. Then we will go through the use cases of ICMP codes. What is the ICMP code for unreachable, and why it happens when some port is filtered? How do I check that? Yeah. And we will do a trace route. And what is the importance of trace route? Because trace route helps you to find if your packet is actually routed to the specific destination or it is dropped somewhere in the middle. And TCP and UDP is the core fundamental for this whole conversation, because your transport protocol can be either your TCP or UDP. So we will learn about TCP fundamentals. We'll understand what is the three-way handshake. And as I said, what is the proposal we do in the three-way handshake? What is my window size? What is my MTU? What is my maximum segment size? All this TCP parameters we'll discuss, and we'll do a lab for it. And there are a lot more, like how to detect the packet loss, what is selective acknowledgements, what is window scaling, and how do we find that. And we use an nmap tool to figure out different type of TCP scans. And even if you got a capture and some malicious scans is happening in your network, you can figure out how it is happening and how do I find it. And UDP protocol is a building block for DHCP and DNS. So we will do a use case for DHCP and DNS, and we will go through the UDP packets, every packets of UDP, and most widely used applications of UDP. And we'll do a protocol analysis for your HTTP, and we'll detect the HTTP, and we'll do some DDoS attacks using the nmap, and we'll find how do we find the DDoS attacks. That gives you a good understanding about your DDoS and how do I figure out from packet level. And this is about the DNS, how this recursive query happens, and what is the whole DNS architecture is about. And on a lot of DNS options we have, we'll discuss about that. Again, it's all practical, and the theory we'll do 20% whiteboard and 50% use case, and then we'll do a lab. So mostly it is most practical oriented for all the topics. And it's about a DHCP and how do we do a debugging, what is DHCP relay. And then we'll discuss about what is SSL and TLS. So mostly for all your certificate management, you should know your TLS. So we will, we will dig into every packet of TLS, and we will do a lab. So what kind of errors we get? It's a client error, server error, or what kind of encryption it uses, and what kind of TLS versions, and all this whole deep dive about TLS. And HTTP and HTTP2, we do few packet analysis for it because most of the applications are using HTTP. So this is about, we will do an SSL, we decrypt the packet, and we will see the HTTP and what is the HTTP responses we get, and what are the most HTTP errors we get, and how do we find. And ARP analysis, what is gratuitous ARP, what is the different types of ARPs, we do that in the lab again. Then we have a specific module to figure out it's an application slowness, or it is a network slowness, or it may be because of the network pipe. I mean, your actual what is that, internet connection is choking. So we will do those kind of testing here. Then the mostly that all the SD-WAN, so, and for your even for the security, IPsec plays a vital role. So we'll go through the every packets of IPsec. What are the 7 messages, main mode messages we get, and what if there is a failure in the message 4, and how do I figure out? We'll do a lab for it, and we'll do an I know capture for the IKE negotiations, and we'll see the ESP payloads there. And what if there is a problem with the IPsec communication? How exactly I can find out it's a problem with my policy-based ACL, or it can be a routing issue? We'll do that. And we will do some use cases, most wide use cases, what are the challenges we have, and then to find the multiple geography location, that is called geolocation lab, we do to find if my DDoS attack is happening, where it is coming from. So it helps you to find out the location where it is coming from. So this is completely a practically packed course with complete deep analysis, very simple and strong understanding about the Wireshark. So I think after finishing this course, you can definitely troubleshoot your network more confidently with Wireshark. This is all about today's demo. So now I will unmute everyone to ask their questions. Let me open up this. So I give an unmute permission for everyone. So you guys can ask your questions if you have any kind of questions related to this demo and the course content, what we displayed.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
Sir, it's Bikram here.
1 minute.
Bikram. My name is Bikram.
Vikram. Okay.
Yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
Vikram. Yeah.
Right. So, you told something about Iperf, right?
Yeah.
So, with Wireshark, Iperf is mandatory to use, or we can work without Iperf
No, no,
use.
no, no. Iperf, Nmap, all the tools. But Wireshark is the primary to learn. Yeah, this is something we have to simulate some kind of traffic to understand, right? So I used Iperf for it.
Okay, cool. So, like for the bandwidth, you are giving an example. That's why you use Iperfs
Ah,
to
yeah,
give that.
correct,
Okay, okay, for
correct, correct.
example. Okay, I got
So I'm flooding the packet. I mean, just to
it.
understand if I'm trying to do a latency here.
Okay, okay. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Hi, sir. What is the course note you'll be providing?
I mean, course content.
No, students' notes.
We will give all the PPTs what we have, and then the captures whatever we are doing it, and additionally the captures what I have for practice all this use case scenarios.
Okay, so the lab will be done on our machine, correct? We'll be practicing.
Yeah, it doesn't need a big lab. It is just an Wireshark and a few tools like your Iperf, then yeah, few devices, and yeah, basic routers and switches
Okay.
to replicate your TCP traffics sometimes. Yes. That's something we do. Maybe take 4, 5 routers and 4 switches as it's a maximum we are going to use in the EVNG.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
is the fee of this
yeah,
course,
yeah.
and also like in the future, like can we join any future of the same batch for repeating if needed?
Sorry, can you repeat your question? I didn't get your question.
Like if in the future the same course
Mm-hmm.
provided, and
Mm-hmm.
can we join as a revision on that?
You can
Yeah.
discuss with me. Please call me on my number. This is Vidit.
Okay, sir.
You can call us. We'll let you know. There are few conditions. We'll let you. Yeah. Any other questions? Anyone?
I have one
We-
question. Can I ask?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
How can we determine the MSS? I mean, it was asked in my interview once. So
Mm-hmm.
can we determine the MSS, or can we change it? How can we change it?
This is something we will discuss in the class because we have to start from the basics about, I mean, if you want to really talk about MSS. Yeah. Because other people they'll be diverted. But we have an MSS topic in the course. We'll discuss the use case
And we can
of
change it,
MSS.
right?
MSS is something we can't change. The MSS that is MTU is something you can change. MSS is maximum segment size. It is decided by the TCP communication. We have course content about that, so we'll do that use case. Yeah, right now if we do that, then we'll divert from what we are discussing. Yeah, sorry for that.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
So what is the duration of this? And it's a weekend, right? Weekend
Yeah,
means
yeah,
like
it is a
Sundays or
weekend.
Saturdays?
Yeah, yeah, Saturday and Sunday, morning 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it is 40 to 46 hours of training.
46. 11 to 1, like 2 hours, right?
Yeah, yeah, 2 hours. Yeah.
4 hours a
So
week.
yeah, 1.5 hours of 1.45 minutes, 1 hour 45 minutes is your training, and 15 minutes for your Q&A, question and answers session, whatever we discussed. And if you have any questions related to the topic what we discussed on that day, so you can ask your questions.
Okay, so while practicing on the weekdays, can we reach to you, like
Yes. So
Mondays,
there will be a
Tuesdays?
WhatsApp group which will be created once you pay the payment, Bikram. After that,
Mhm.
your trainer will be in the group, and you can ask questions in the group also. Even on weekends also, you can reach out during class after the class. So it's not like fixed that there is 15 minutes. If you have any questions, we can stay on
Mhm.
the call. Trainer will be on the call during your weekend trainings also, and you can ask your questions until questions are not cleared. Class will not get over. So it is the same approach we are following for everything. It is not 15 minutes fix. It depends, like it will be 2 hours trainings. Sometimes it will be 1.5 hours, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depending on the durations. But
Mhm.
it will take duration 40 to 50 hours, 2 months, 2.5 months. It depends on the students. Sometimes, if you have questions, you can ask it. Like it is an
Mhm.
approach which we are following. Even in WhatsApp group, you can ask, and trainer
Mhm.
will
Mhm.
reply. So trainer will be also
Mhm.
there in that WhatsApp group.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you. Just the last question. See,
yeah.
for like doing some like 3 4 classes, and if some one or two classes get missed,
You
then
will get
then
recorded
Mhm.
videos
okay,
lifetime
okay,
after that. Okay.
okay,
Or after
okay.
each class, you will get recorded videos, and
Mhm.
you can
Mhm.
watch it, and you can ask your doubts next class also
Perfect,
after
perfect.
the class.
Okay, okay, I got it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, hi everyone. So we'll be starting this batch from next weekend. So some people wanted, because due to holiday they missed this demo, so we initiated it. If you have any questions, you can ask. And I must say that after 15 years of experience, that Wireshark is a critical technology to learn. He will be covering all the troubleshooting scenario, whatever is possible in the environment. Because I have seen people always ask, will you share troubleshooting videos of any technology, whether F5, Palo Alto, anything. So this is the critical class. If you are my student or Himusa student, please attend this class if you have done F5 and Palo Alto or any other technology, because this will cover all your troubleshooting scenario. You can also discuss your live production scenario with Praveen. So we'll be discussing all the scenarios, because when you face any slowness issues, application issue, and you have to prove whether it's a network security or cloud or application issue, you have to prove by Wireshark. And 80% people are not aware how to capture it. So troubleshooting slowness issue is very difficult. Even automation comes, even your AI comes. Wireshark analysis is critical, because through AI you cannot provide the data, because it's on your company data. People say that, sir, AI will do Wireshark. No, you cannot share AI the Wireshark capture of your company. So Wireshark will remain forever, because TCP HTTP will never go. So if you have any questions, please ask. We are here for next few minutes for your question and answers.
Thank
Praveen,
you,
you
sir.
can go ahead.
Sir, just last one question. What is the YouTube channel you showed in the beginning? What is, so they can subscribe your channel?
Yeah. I'll give you in the link.
Muskan, you can put that message of our application and YouTube channel on the chat also, Zoom chat.
Praveen, share both the YouTube channel links, okay?
Yeah. I got both. Yeah. We got two links. I'll share both.
What is the class timing?
11 a.m. to 1 p.m. IST.
So
Is
it's
it
a
weekend
weekend
or
slot.
weekdays? Is it
It's a
weekend or weekday?
weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So I have
So the
pasted
duration will be how long it will go?
45 to only 1 minute actually. I think it's
40 to 50
40 to
hours, it is
40
not
hours. Yeah.
like that. So duration minimum is 40 hours, okay? Maximum it can be 40 to 50 hours. It can go, it's a weekend class, so we will say that 2 to 3 months. Right, Praveen?
Yeah, 2 months. Sorry, yeah, sure. 2.5 months to 3 months. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So this course will go until your course content is over. Whatever he has shown in course content,
Yeah, correct.
that will be covering. Even it take 2 months, 2.5 months, or 3 months. Don't worry on that part.
So in case missing classes, the recorded video will be provided, is it?
Yeah, that's
Correct.
right.
Over the
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
Praveen, you can show them the portal also, video portal.
Yeah, sure. Let me type in my
No, you can
credentials.
just go to learn.cnets.com so that they can just see. Just our portal link, learn.cnets.com, learn.cnets.com. So you can go to courses link. So this is our video portal. My team has shared you the link to download the application. You can get access to this through laptop also and through mobile also. We will upload all the videos here after the session, and we have all the technologies which are going on demand on this portal. You can also get other video access also through that. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Guys, anyone have any other questions? You can ask. We are here
Just
for
one,
5 more minutes.
just one question. So this learn.sianet.com. So if you go with certain courses like whatever it's showing over here, and in this course, if you are facing any issue, then how we can ask you? Do we have any something?
Yeah,
Uh,
we have a support team. Yeah, we have. Yeah, you can reach out to them.
okay, it is inside that course itself, or it will be given separately some to reach someone and
No,
So
in the
you will get the contact details of our the trainers, and you have to reach
okay,
out to
okay,
them. Okay.
okay, okay,
So they
okay.
are
So
the
if,
proper availability like Monday to Friday, like for Palo Alto, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. For F5 related technologies, like 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. For AWS, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday. So it's works like that.
okay, so for example, if I'm going for checkpoint, right? Checkpoint, this one.
Checkpoint
So
we don't have
what?
support as of now. I will just update on that. Checkpoint and FortiGate. FortiGate we are trying it because that trainers were external. So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
FortiGate and only FortiGate and Checkpoint we don't have current support with, but we will add you in one of the group where all the students are there. So they will also help you. It's like that.
the
Okay.
checkpoint, right? Okay, okay.
So we have an existing group of students. See, whatever we will say, we will not do any fake commitments. Like people ask us, like whether we get support. Like in F5
Mm-hmm,
courses, Palo Alto, Tech Troubleshooting, Panorama,
mm-hmm,
AWS, we have a
mm-hmm,
support. Okay,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and like packet level, CCNA level, or routing switching, we have Praveen. So for this, we have a support. But for FortiGate and Checkpoint, we have not a regular support. But in case if someone has any issues or doubts, we will add you in the group where they can help you. We have experts from every organization and every technology. They can help you. We are working on that for trainer support also, but as of now, we don't have for FortiGate and Checkpoint. That's it. For
okay.
other
Thank
courses,
you.
you will get it.
Okay, thank you.
Learn.cnets.com, the video recording will be uploaded here.
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
the
So,
class recordings, right?
yep.
Yeah.
So just a question: if we are a past student of any course of CNET, so we can get that from this year.
Correct, same. You have already an access through our portal, right? When you access, you have web.classplusapp.com. There you log in by your number and organization code. So you will have your access same through same account.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.